Look how red my face is. What is going on? Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm burned. I think this might be just the lighting in here. It's bad. Look at that red face. Hey everybody, it's the 4th of July. I questioned whether I would do a Facebook Live thinking that no one would show up, especially since it is 6:30 here on the West Coast and I can already hear fireworks going off. So if you're here, if you watch this, great. I'm just practicing some more consistency with this. And I had a week, or not a week, I had 4 days in Philadelphia. So this feels like actually coming back to work. But what I wanted to talk about today was the actual importance of taking a break, which is kind of ironic since it's a Sunday, 4th of July, and I'm not taking a break here. But I was reading a book around productivity, which sounds like such a boring topic, to be honest with you. And it was so interesting. I love the take of this book. And it was that for us, especially in this day and age, when it comes to productivity, things have changed so much that we're still using old systems to track productivity, where we're using systems of like time in and time out and, things getting done and, producing things. And the reality is much of our work that we're doing right now requires not us doing things, but us creating and thinking about things. It's a knowledge workforce. It's a thinking workforce. We need different kind of thinking than we usually need than doing. So I love this whole idea about productivity requires us to take breaks, requires us to slow down. And meditation is such a great part of that. And I've been meditating for years and have been doing it fairly regularly. And I can see that in my own life when I regularly meditate, daily basis, that my productivity actually goes up. I'm able to slow down and become more focused. Hi, Tom. How are you? So I think that's the key message today on the 4th of July. Certainly, I hope you're with family or friends and having fun. I'm with my dog back there who fireworks are about to go off here in LA, and I'm just going to snuggle up with her, is to actually take breaks. And I know I wasn't sure if I was going to come on and do a Facebook Live either, Tom, just because, it's 4th of July, it's 6:30 here. And I just knew not a lot of people would show up, and I was okay with that. But then I thought, oh, I'm here. Why don't I just be consistent? Exactly. And show up. And the topic that I became really curious about after taking 4 days off to go visit a friend in Philadelphia, and just the importance of downtime. I work a lot. I don't know that I'm always productive in that work. I can feel like I'm really busy a lot. And so for me, the idea of actually unplugging, undoing is really important. I don't know how you feel about this, but look at that thing over there. I painted that. Isn't that great? It's a paint by number, but it's so soothing. And that idea of just meditating or doing something that allows you to get into a flow state, to allow yourself to think and make different kind of connections, allows us to be more creative, better solution providers as opposed to problem fixers. And so one of the things that was also coming up for me around this was, how do we not only become more productive in a thinking, creative world, which requires us not to produce, but to actually slow down so we can become more creative. Hi, Graciela. How are you? Hey, my friend. I just wanted to come in tonight and just check in with some folks and see how you're doing. Talk about the importance of taking breaks and not trying to push through and be productive. even though it is the 4th of July and it's a Sunday, but I wanted this to kind of be an easy conversation around the importance of being able to take breaks. Oh, I love it, Graciela. Um, so that we can be more creative, taking breaks so that we can be more creative, so that we can come up with better solutions instead of focusing on the bigger problems. Something I read the other day that I found really interesting, and it's not like I don't know this. I know this. I think I just heard it in a way that felt different, and that was the idea around manifesting what we want requires us to focus not on the obstacles that are in front of us, but continuing to focus on the thing that we want and putting ourselves in the direction. I love it. I'm so glad, Alex. I took a look at this. I'm painting over here. I went to Philly on Tuesday. I came back on Friday. I really unplugged from everything. Fortunately, my virtual assistant keeps everything running. But I think it's so important, especially for those of us who are coaches, those of us who are helpers, those of us who are serving people in ways that really require us to think differently, to be creative, to be present in the moment. It is really hard to be present in the moment and not psychologically time jump to either the future or the past. And that requires us to actually allow some breaks in our days and our thinking, and not just push through, push through, push through. And I know my dear friend Chantal, if she heard me say this right now, she'd probably be cheering upside down and inside out, always cheering me on and encouraging me to take a break, slow down, and not be so busy with things so that I can create more of what I want in the space. And the marrying the two of creating more creative energy as well as attracting more abundance requires us to be in the here and now, this present moment. And sometimes pushing through and being busy, busy, busy is we're focusing on the future, or we're running away from something in the past that is forcing us to be in this busyness place. And so I guess my message today, and thank you all for popping in. I honestly didn't think anyone would stop in here, is just the importance of your own creativity and taking breaks. And the importance also of marrying with that, with when we're attracting what we want into our life, it requires us to be present to the infinite possibilities of what is right in front of us. And that means for us to continue to focus on the desire of what we want versus the obstacles or the problems that are in our way. And again, that requires us to have a more creative, open-hearted way of thinking and being. And I think if we're constantly in the process, thanks, Rick, if we're constantly in the process of doing, we can't always be present to the magic that's right in front of us. Oh, and get this, y'all. I just have to share this with you because this book had me just having all kinds of feels. There's a book by Lori Lynn Jackson. She is a well-known medium. I don't know how you feel about all this stuff, but I've seen her multiple times, and I picked up her book, Signs. And I don't know about you, but the idea of receiving signs from the other side, from people who have passed, feels like home to me for whatever reason. It feels very truthful to me. And I was painting today and listening to this book, and it just hit me so hard, how we really are all connected. And I don't know if there's anyone who needs to hear this right now, but the passing on of a loved one or someone is just a change in the relationship, that they're still with us, they're still near us, they're still around. And I feel that stronger than ever. And the book Signs, oh my gosh, I think it is a way to connect to all of the humanity and the connections we have. I know, Tom, it's really a great book. Um, and it's like a 10-hour audiobook. It's a wonderful, filled with stories of people who have asked for and received signs. And what it has allowed me to do is just shift and change a perspective on what it means to be here on this planet, our own interconnection with each other, and what it means really to pass on, and how we can still stay connected to those loved ones who have passed on. And it's just a change in the relationship. Oh, so many deep feels today, y'all. So just to recap on this July 4th, when I talk about the importance of taking breaks for our creative thoughts, for those who are people who are light bearers, are helpers and servers of others, we have to take breaks so that we can fill our own tanks. And then the idea of staying present in the moment when we think about manifesting or bringing into life that which we want, focusing in the present moment and focusing on what we want, not in the obstacle that's in our way. And finally, yes, signs, signs, everywhere signs. If you ask for them, you may receive them. And the strangest thing is I did it while I was listening to the book and almost immediately received a sign, almost immediately. And that's it, my friends. I hope you have a great 4th of July wherever you are. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there. And let's just give some love out to everybody, shall we? Have a wonderful Sunday. And I hope you have a great day off if you continue your holiday on to Monday. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye, everybody.